Alright, testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this should be being recorded as we speak, so I just got back home and just quickly checked, and yes, there's another, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list. It just got updated, I guess, sometime earlier today while it was, like, at school. So, I'm just gonna make some very quick predictions. I don't really have that much to offer aside from Pot of Greed and Max C staying at 0, but I'm gonna try here to make some guesses. I mean, let's just say I haven't been playing much Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, at all for, like, the past month. I mean, there was, like, the whole, like, Big 20, like, thing. There was the whole Big 20 race I was just training for a month for, and even still, I may want to run the Big 20 game list, like, I may want to run Big 20 number 17, like, a third time. So I may do that this weekend, so it's just gonna be more time I'm gonna be spending, like, not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And thus not really having an idea, like, what the next ban list should look like. Though I am aware of the 2023 Megatins. I looked at a few, like, openings of some of those new tins. I saw some of the cards that came inside. Pretty much, I think I saw, like, every main deck Kashtira monster in there. So Fenrir, Unicorn, Ogre, so my guess is Konami still wants to be able to sell those new tins. Still want to have, like, some incentive to buy it, so they still want to leave the Kashtira deck intact. So I'm gonna guess Fenrir is gonna stay at 3. Unicorn's gonna stay at 2. Ogre, which is at 3, is gonna stay at 3. Though I noticed that Kashtira Rise Heart wasn't in the tins. I don't think Shangri Ira was either, but I'm pretty sure Rise Heart wasn't in the tins. I'm thinking maybe they're just gonna, like, only wait till, like, 2024 or something to just do, like, a Mega Tin with reprints from Photon Hypernova. And another, like, thing I've been noticing lately is that I've seen, like, Konami just skewing towards banning more cards, at least on the TCG side. Banning cards that just simply make it so, like, one player can't really play the game. For example, Artifact Scythe. Being locked out of the extra deck, even if it's for one turn, is a very big deal, especially if the game's probably only going to last, like, 3 turns anyways. Especially with one player just being locked out of, like, something their deck probably needs, their extra deck. And then on that same list Silo's banned, there was the Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds, locking a lot of decks from really being able to play while that was on the field. And not to mention, like, Laundries could easily just search it, so they'd be, like, almost guaranteed to be able to just start their first turn with a Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. So what I'm getting at is I'm guessing that Kashtira Rise Heart's gonna get banned. And that is gonna be, I assume, it only hit to Kashtira for the time being. Maybe the list after that will just see, like, even more hits to the deck when, I guess, Konami wants people to start playing something else. So for now, Arise Heart is the only card that's going to get banned out of the Kashtira deck. Maybe Shangri Ira to 1, but I'm just guessing Arise Heart banned, and I'm guessing that's going to be it. And while we're on the topic of cards that are just kind of, like, preventing people from playing the game, I mean, I saw enough Yu-Gi-Oh! To figure out about Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, I think it was. I think that came out in, like, 2016 or something, last I checked. Because it's very easy to just summon off the Crimson Dragon, assuming you can get it and another level 12 Synchro monster out. I think it has to be... Actually, no, I think it can be any type, just it can't be, like, a Dark Attribute. So if you get Crimson Dragon and another level 12 Synchro out, then on your opponent's turn, before they have a chance to do anything, you can just tag out your other level 12 Synchro into a card that just reads, your opponent can't activate cards or effects this turn, and can't respond to this effect's activation. Basically not letting them play for the one turn they're probably going to have, so... Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity, I think that's the full name. That's probably getting banned too. I'm gonna guess maybe we're gonna see even more hits to Sprite than Kashtira. I don't know, just a feeling, because Sprite's an older deck. Kashtira got, like, reprinted in those 2023 Megatins. Also thinking of cards that came out recently and are still, like, really powerful. I'm expecting at least one of the Bastiles, one of the level 6 Bastiles to get put to 1. Probably Magnum Hut. Maybe Druisworm also, but probably at least Magnum Hut for the ability to just search any dragon from the deck. Or just record from the graveyard if you need to, back into your hand. Okay, maybe also Eradicator Epidemic Virus might get banned, because there was that one clip that went viral, and I think I think World Championship or something. This guy opened all spells in his hand. His opponent flipped Eradicator Epidemic, usually calls spells, and the game was just over then and there before it could even start. And not to mention, just as I said before, Konami skewing towards just getting rid of cards that just kind of like make it so one player can't even play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first place. So I'm guessing that's gonna get banned too. Though another option is, I guess, to maybe also ban like whatever Labyrinth card just allows the player to just search any trap from their deck to just activate it later. But no, I'm leaning towards like Eradicator Epidemic Virus, and maybe in a similar vein because it can almost do the same thing, a Dimensional Barrier. Maybe. Just maybe. And other than Pot of Greed and Max C both staying at 0, I don't have much else. Okay, the first thing I usually check nowadays, it's sort of become a habit for me to just check that Max C is still banned. When is this gonna come off the list? Especially if Bystials, especially if all the level 6 Bystials are still at 3, then there's really not much of an excuse to keep this, like, banned. Yeah, I think this can just easily summon itself from the graveyard, but it locks you into summoning dark monsters, but... yeah, if everyone just plays Bystials, then they could just easily remove the Heart Pourer in the first place. Also seeing if there's maybe anything that came off that I just don't notice yet, but I don't really notice anything. Yeah, my first guess probably, if I just scroll down to the synchros, is King Calamity being banned. Not even. Oh, Kashtira Rise Heart, though, forbidden. Was limited. And I'm guessing this is going to be the singular hit to Kashtira up until the next ban list, which will probably come out in another 3 to 4 months from now. Where they'll probably just really gut the deck. Basically try to just get everyone, like, to just play a different deck. So, with a bunch of, like, cards being reprinted, I'm guessing maybe this will just be, like, a smaller ban list, so we can maybe get, like, a much bigger one 3 to 4 months from now. Okay, yeah, Pot of Greed is still banned. As I said, I don't really have that much to add to, like, my ban list predictions. And also, Speedster Duelist is going to be in shambles here. One forbidden card, okay. Anything getting, like, put to 1, or coming off the ban list. Or getting put to 1, this was one of my first predictions for a while now. Yeah, being able to just both, like, remove a resource from your opponent, often at instant speed, too. And on top of that, just getting any dragon from your deck to go along with you just summoning a pretty strong monster on the board and just ripping a resource out of your opponent's graveyard. I mean, of course, no shit, it would have to be put to 1 eventually. Yeah, I was thinking at first this is going to be a small list because, well, they just reprinted a bunch of cards, and they want to give people time to actually play with the reprinted cards from, like, the Mega 10s. Don't just, like, reprint a bunch of Kashtira cards and then just basically gut the deck, like, a couple weeks later. That would make no sense. Maybe gut it, like, I don't know, 4 months later or something. Chaos Space, that's the... I assume that's the... Okay, I know that's used in Dragon Link, and that's, like, one of the cards that really just starts almost every Dragon Link, like, combo. That's just basically the starting point for pretty much nearly every, like, Dragon Link play that I can think of. Yeah, the first thing that came to mind when I saw Chaos Space was Dragon Link. They're hitting Dragon Link by putting Chaos Space to 1, because... yeah, I remember, like, most Dragon Link plays do kind of start with this near the beginning. It really gets the deck going. So far, 3 things different from the previous ban list, like roughly 4 months back. Maybe more cards coming off. Okay, maybe, I think something just came off of the semi-limited list. Yeah, Herald of Orange Light, and I wasn't even paying attention to Salamangreat Gazelle. I mean, I can't even recall, like, how many times I played against Salamangreat recently. if we're talking about, like, very recently, like, within the past, like, 2-3 months, then probably, like, not at all, so... It should be fine to take Salmon Great Gazelle off the list if I haven't even, like, run into the deck, like, much at all, because... It must not be, like, really, like, breaking the format if no one's, like, really playing it that much, so that should be fine, and... Herald of Orange Light, this kind of just, like, stopped being, like, oppressive once Ishizu Tears, once that format was over. Yeah, once basically every Ishizu retrained that's not, like, Zolga, and every, like, main deck Tearman's monster name got put to 1, and the deck just basically fell apart, like, instantly. Yeah, ever since then, Herald hasn't been, like, nearly oppressive, so no need to keep it on the list anymore. Okay, so I was right about this being a small list. Maybe, like, 4 months from now, we'll just see, like, I don't know, Kashtira get, like, utterly destroyed. So I'm gonna guess the deck is still playable, but the card that just literally says, like, if your deck needs the graveyard, then you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! That was the card I was predicting would just get banned, because, yeah, I've just been noticing this sort of, like, pattern lately with cards that just kind of, like, lock a player out of the game, potentially, just getting banned. Recently Scythe, Barrier Statue, and now Kashtira Rise Heart. That's why I was also guessing Eradicator Epidemic Virus and the King Calamity, the level 12 Synchro. I mean, Crimson Dragon summons it, but it would be like literally nonsense to just ban a card they printed like a month ago or something. That would make no sense to just like ban it like a month later unless it really just broke the game in half, which that's not the case. The problem is more like the card that just says your opponent can't activate cards or effects. But even then, like, you do have to get, like, 2 level 12 synchros on the board, and hand traps exist, so there is definitely counterplay to just stop this from happening. So you can definitely just use hand traps to, like, stop your opponent to, like, getting to such a board state that they can just basically not let you play the game. So, I had 2 of my predictions right. Honestly, really just forgot about these 2. I mean, if someone would have asked me, like, where's Salamangreat Great Gazelle gonna be on the list? I would have actually probably guessed 2, because it was before it was at 1. They're gonna put it to 2 and see if it can go to 3, and it'll probably go to 3 on the list after that. And Herald of Orange Light is gonna come off the list if I would have been asked about those 2 cards. So I probably would have been, like, pretty close with these 2 as well. That is, if they even, like, came into my mind, but I wasn't even thinking about those. So yeah, small list. I don't know what else to say about that. Probably just because, like, a lot of staple cards from, like, the last year got, like, reprinted. Or the year before. So we're not just gonna, like, reprint all those cards and then just ban most of them. Like, we just bought the tins, like, and then our cards got banned. Like, that would make no sense.